Welcome to the 6th edition of the Preps Roundtable. I am Tony Meale, joined by Scott Springer. Today we are without Nick Tadukovic, who over the weekend became a father, so he is tending to those duties right now. But we wish Nick and his wife Alice the best of luck as they welcome their daughter into the world.
And Nick will have a new appreciation for girls' athletics here in short order. It'll fly by.
Yeah, you have to. Today Scott and I will be discussing the postseason basketball tournaments, and we're going to give you what we think are the most compelling matchups this week. So we'll start with Scott and we'll start with boys. Who do you have?
Well, you got some compelling matchups that could be coming up. Now, as we're taking this, we don't know what's going to happen, but looming ahead is number 7, Middletown. They have to get by Walnut Hills, and then if Winton Woods beats Lakota West, which is not a given either, but you could have a Middletown-Winton Woods matchup, and that'll be over at UC Saturday night. Now, write this down. Saturday night, UC 6:30, Middletown, Winton Woods. If it happens, I think it will. Samaje Kristen, in my opinion, of the players I've seen Division I, best-looking guy, point guard. I know UC's looking at him. Also heard that Samaje might be going to a prep school, so his future is up in the air, but he's a very good point guard. They're a short team. He's 6'3". They have a lot of 5'9", 5'10" quick kids. Thomas Owens, their best football player, is on the team. They'll hang with Middletown, but keep in mind Middletown beat Moeller. Also, we have looming that night. Now, again, keep in mind these things have to happen. Mason has to beat Anderson, and Withrow would have to beat Harrison. If these happen, Mason against Withrow, same night, Centos Center, 6 o'clock. If you're a basketball fan, you're in a quandary. Do I go to Xavier? Do I go to UC? Because these are two dynamic matchups. Mason, very good team out of the GMC. Withrow, Aaron Thomas, a Florida State recruit. Carl Porter, a good player. Devin Williams, 6'7" sophomore that everybody wants. So I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I just don't know where to go. My Garmin's going to be confused.
Yeah, either way, you're going to see some good players and some good teams this weekend. Looking at this week, I think that there are two under-the-radar teams playing Wednesday night, and that's Elder against Coleraine. Usually great football rivals, but this week they'll be playing basketball. But looking at Elder this year, both teams have kind of had up and down seasons. I look at Elder. Their last game was about 10 days ago. They beat St. X at St. X. So, my big concern with them is, with that being head coach Joe Schoenfeld's 300th career win, a milestone victory, and beating their arch rival, on the road, can they come down from that emotional high and get to business? And looking at Coleraine, they've been up and down this year as well. Very young team, lots of injuries. I think Kevin Higgins has done a very good job, all things considered. Coleraine upset number 9 Milford last week. Brian Porter, Elijah Campbell, they combined for 38 points.
That's a big win. Milford was pretty good.
Yes, yeah, that was a definite upset. Especially at least by the seedings, 24-9. So looking at this week, I think that Elder is probably going to come out on top against Coleraine in a very close game, but it could go either way. And looking at girls, who do you have for this week?
Well, I'm looking at 3. I got to see Sycamore, and by the way, I want to throw something out. I've covered a lot of athletes, pro, college, Hall of Famers. I'm not bragging. I've never been hugged for an interview. Chloe Pavlik, after their game, came up, knew that I'd written an article about her, and gave me a hug. So God bless her. Sycamore looked good. Chloe, Ashley Schaefer. They were missing Alexis Newbold, and they still got by. They've got a tough game against Springboro coming up. You've got Macaulay, always good. Malia Hess, Jenny Burgoyne, Caitlin Garrity, Melissa Scherpenberg. Macaulay's always a tough one, but Fairmount a tough opponent, Fairmont rather. Indian Hill, who doesn't like Indian Hill? Indian Hill against Carroll, Nicole Bell, and Kelsey Matthews. I'll ride with them all the time.
Yeah, to me the marquee matchup this week for Division I is probably Princeton against Ursuline. They play Saturday. Princeton is 22-0. They've won 21 of their games by double figures. They've been steamrolling everybody this year. Princeton and Ursuline played each other in mid-January, and Princeton won by 20 points. But since then, Ursuline has gone 10-1. They've got 2 great players, Morgan Donovan, Ellie Greiner. I think Princeton, obviously, their high-pressure defense has been great for them this year. But I think that when you've got a 4-year point guard like Morgan Donovan, I think that the fast break points will be few and far between for Princeton. I think Princeton pulls it out in the end, but I think this is a definite single-digit game for the Vikings this weekend. But that's all we had. So as always, let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, and how we can do better next time. Thank you.